Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to talk a little bit about this BLACKSTONE 36-inch classic griddle cover that I actually received as a gift this last Christmas. Now, I've had my 36-inch BLACKSTONE griddle for a while now, and up until the point where I received this cover as a gift, I've been keeping this BLACKSTONE in our garage. Now, you know, I put it in there to protect it from the elements, and although it did fit, it did take up a lot of room. Had to kind of squeeze past it to get past the car and into the house. So once I got this cover, I decided to go ahead and wheel this out on the back patio and kind of try this cover out. So I'm going to do this little video for those of you out there considering purchasing one of these covers, and just point out a couple little things that you should know about it. Now, first off, this is a BLACKSTONE cover, actual BLACKSTONE brand, and they sell these at Walmart. I believe they're $29.99 usually. I checked online right before I came up to do this video, and it was on sale for like $25, $27. So they're not real expensive. Just to point out some of the features on here, it does say it fits 36-inch griddles, which is what I have right here, okay? And it fits the low and high shelf models. Now, this is one of the original models. These are the high shelves. They're right next to the griddle right here itself. The newer models actually have these shelves mounted a little lower. It's exactly the same design. They've just drilled the holes for these hinges and these shelves just a little lower. And I think the reason being is when you use these griddles, a lot of heat comes out right here, out from underneath the griddle from the burners. And if you have any kind of Tupperware sitting right here on the shelf, or anything flammable or anything like that, it can melt. A lot of heat comes out right here, and yeah. So they just started designing these with the shelves a little lower so the heat doesn't affect that. So anything you set on these lower shelves, you know, won't get hot and melt. So the cover does fit the high or low shelf models. Now here are the dimensions. It's 67-inch width, 27-inch depth, and 25-inch height. And the cover comes with a 1-year warranty. Now if we flip it over on the side, it kind of shows you the dimensions again, shows you a picture of it with the cover on it. Right here, they have a little barcode that you can scan. Things rocking back and forth. I'm not sure if it's on the other side. Yeah, one side in Spanish, one side in English. So here we go. Here are the measurements. Right there. And then here's a little barcode you could scan if you want to go to their website or whatever. Now, if we flip this over on the back, it shows right here the features, shows that it's weather resistant, so that it is a waterproof cover, okay? I've never noticed any water seepage through it. Haven't developed any rust spots on top of it or anything, or noticed any puddles underneath, you know, on my shelves or on my cover or anything. It does have these poly resin little plastic buckles, okay, for these little straps to kind of snug it down tight so that it won't blow off when the wind blows. And it has reinforced stitching, and that, you know, kind of protects the stitching from coming apart, you know, when it's really windy or stormy out and stuff like that. It just makes it really durable. Now, for those of you out there who kind of had questions like I did, yes, you can cover this with the shelves fully extended. You can leave the shelves up on it. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on my mount up here so I can talk a little bit better about it. But yeah, you can leave the shelves out and you can leave the tank on it, okay? And it will cover all this. So it is big enough to cover it with the shelves fully extended and the tank still mounted on the rack down there. Now, you will notice it will get dirty, it will get dusty, okay? If you will look down here, the cover, it protects it from the weather and the rain and snow and stuff like that, but as you'll notice, it's not going to keep it clean, okay? So it will get dusty. So every time you decide to cook on this, you're still going to have to kind of wipe off and clean your BLACKSTONE unless you want dust and dirt in your food, okay? Taking a look at the cover itself, it kind of has a canvas feel. Kind of get a zoom in on that. It's got kind of a canvas feel, right? It's heavy, but it's not real heavy. But it's decent. It's got some weight to it to keep it from blowing off. And these corners, I'll show you here in a minute when I have it on the griddle itself. It has these reinforced corners where these little circles are on the corners, and extra thick right here on the corners and reinforced stitching right there because a lot of that weight pulls down right here when it sets on the griddle, and it pulls down those corners. So they made the corners really tough. And these corners where these circles are fit over the corners of these shelves right here. They don't line up real good, but that's the whole idea of it. And if you look on the inside of the cover itself, it's kind of a shiny, slick, plasticky feel. Okay, and I guess that's, you know, the weatherproofing right there keeps the water from seeping through it, and that's what the stitching looks like on the inside. It kind of looks like it's glued and sealed, but it's got a real shiny plastic coating on the inside of it, and kind of a canvas feel to the outside of it, kind of a fabric. Okay, so I'm going to put this cover on, and I'm going to point out a couple of things real quick before I end this video. So let's put this up here so I can do all this real quick. Okay, there. The first thing we'll do is we'll put this lid back on. Like that. Then we're going to throw this cover back on. And it's nice and big. It's roomy. It's not a real top view. You're not going to have a hard time putting this on because it's pretty big. And yeah, that's how it fits. And down here, like I said, you've got these little adjustable straps with these little buckles down here that you can snap together and kind of pull in the ends, so you can tuck, you know, pull it in tight, so when it's real windy it won't be blowing this off. It'll kind of hold it up under here and kind of keep it from blowing off there. Now, I did point out that this does have these little reinforced corners. Now these little circular patches right here, the whole point to that is so that the corners of these shells kind of poke out, so it kind of gives it a little extra protection where all that weight is hanging on these shelves. Okay, so it just makes it a little bit more durable. Now I will point out, yes, if you have room to store this with the shelves actually extended out, I recommend that you do, and I'm going to show you why. If you were to store this, let these shelves down, it'll still work like that, but I'm going to point out something. With these shelves lowered, okay, if you'll notice on your cover up here that fits over your griddle, it has really sharp corners, okay, and all the weight, this actually, you know, it's not super heavy, but it is heavy enough that it puts a lot of pressure on all these corners. So now all the weight of your cover is weighing down on the corners of this cover, and they're not reinforced like the corners that fit on your shelves. Okay, so over time it's going to wear a hole. It can tear a hole in your fabric up here because it's not designed to have all that weight hanging on these really sharp corners. Okay, so again, if you can, I suggest that you store this. If you're going to use a cover, that you go ahead and store it with the shelves up, because it takes all the weight. It distributes the weight more evenly. It takes a lot of weight on that corner. So now see how it just kind of rounds off. It's not actually hanging on, it's hanging more on the flat part. And there's not really a lot of weight hanging here. And it distributes the weight of the cover on all these different points, okay? So it's going to make your cover last longer and not tear holes in here, especially when the wind's blowing. If you have all that weight hanging right here and this cover's blowing around stuff, it's just going to wear a hole right through your cover right there. So that's just something I wanted to point out. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to kind of give you a look at it and just kind of point out a couple things and just show you that it does fit with your tank on and with your shelves, you know, lifted out. And I recommend you store it like that if possible, because again, where the shelves are, they got these little reinforced stitching and reinforced corners, this little thicker padded right here to kind of, you know, keep it from tearing a hole in your cover. So yeah, this cover's lasted me really well so far. Have had no complaints, hasn't leaked any water, seems to be holding up really well. They suggest that if you get any stains on it or it gets dirty, just take you a little dish soap, dish soap water, just kind of wash it, scrub off, any dirty spots or stains, and just rinse it off with a hose. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Better yet, subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything, and it's going to notify you of any other videos I have in the near future, and bring your attention to that. So again, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and have a good day.